Good morning, and how are you, faithful? Captain Niner coming to you with your Captain and Coffee morning report. Got the coffee this morning. I know I didn't have it yesterday, so let's make sure we get the coffee portion in on this one today. Hope everybody had a good, faithful Friday. It's now the weekend. Hopefully, you guys are not working the weekend. It was a good week at work for me at the new job. Feels good to be back working again after like 3 months of not working. So yeah, it's kind of like a long weekend because even though I didn't feel like I did a whole lot because I'm working in the office, the brain is mush. But let's go ahead and get into the whole thing. So as far as right now, there's not a whole lot going on as far as what to talk about, except for some number changes. So we got our new long snapper Weeks. He is going to be wearing number 46, formerly worn by the previous long snapper, Tabor Pepper. Mac Jones will be donning his typical number 10, worn last by Ronnie Bell. I know a lot of people don't want to see anybody wear that number 10. I was kind of hoping that we would draft Kyle Williams out of Washington State, and then he would wear that number 10, because I feel like the only way that number ever gets revived in any sort of way is a guy by the name of Kyle Williams wearing number 10 has got to be the guy to revive it. And so, unfortunately, my wish will not will not come true on that one. And then also changing his number from number 14 to number 1 is Ricky Pearsall. Obviously, number 1 was worn previously by Debo, who is now with the Commanders. So honestly, that's about the only news that's really come out in the last couple of days. Everything else is just the same old stuff. Over and over with the trade rumors with BA. Everybody's bitching about what's going on as far as, they don't think that Kyle or Lynch has any idea what he's doing with his team, blah, blah, blah. So I really don't want to hit that all over again because, there's guys that you guys can all go watch that are going to hit that, and they give you much better in-depth detail for all of that. So we're not going to do that. But what we're instead going to do, we're going to do the same thing everybody else does. We are going to do a mock draft. So let's go ahead and get into this one. We're going to be using the NFL mock draft simulator on NFL Buzz. So let me pull this up. Oh, I got to restart this because I had started a draft earlier. So let's refresh this real quick. We're not going to do any trades or anything crazy like that. We're just going to do straight down the board draft. We've got our warp. This is the year 2025. All right. We are obviously drafting for the 49ers. Let us enter the draft, and we'll see how this goes. All right. Mock Buzz is becoming one of my favorite mock drafts. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get this started. Where does the start button? There we go. All right. And this one of the reasons why I like it is because it flies through picks. When I say that, why is it going slow? So hold on. Let's refresh this again because I don't want to wait for all of that. Draft simulator. All right, let's get into that. Yes, I want it on warp speed, all the rounds, 49ers. So I want this to go quick. Because I hate waiting while the draft, while it does all its stuff. So, all right, enter draft. All right, so it should go at light speed now. All right, start draft. So it should just be, all right. Again, let's see, look at that. This, honestly, this would be a great trade offer from the Lions. We move down from 1 to 28. We also pick up number 38, next year's 3rd and next year's 5th. So, again, I would honestly take that in a heartbeat, to be perfectly honest with you, because I still think we need about 15, 16 shots in this draft pick. So, moving down and then getting a 3rd, perfect. In an ideal world, what I want them to do is that the first pick we get at number 11, trade back. It's somewhere in the first round, and then on that second part of that pick, make a pick. When we come back on the board again on the 43rd, trade down, pick kind of thing. That's my ideal world for what I want to do. But again, we're just going to go ahead and reject all. Let's see who is on the board right now. All right, so we got Josh Simmons, don't want him. Walter Nolan's on the board still, one of the best defensive tackles in there, and honestly a really good scheme fit for us. Jalen Walker would be excellent across from, let's see. Let's look at offensive tackles real quick. Who do we got on the board still with these guys? Josh Simmons, I want nothing with. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to all. We are going to take Walter Nolan, defensive tackle. All right. So our next pick has come up. We are at number 43. What do we got up here? This could be interesting. Again, Josh Simmons, I think, is going to fall. I know he has the potential to be just great with how good he was playing at Ohio State. I'm not taking another player with an injury, especially an injury that bad. Let's see. You know, I'm a big defensive line guy. I want tough guys up the middle. I feel like the last 2 or 3 years, we've just gotten destroyed straight up the middle. And I think one of the better guys in the defensive tackle that not many people are talking about is Tyleik Williams out of Ohio State. So I'm going to go ahead and draft him. So, yes, I'm going defensive tackles on back-to-back drafts. All right, so we're going to reject all. All right, so now we're going to start getting up. Let's see, what does the offensive line look like right here? Charles Grant is someone that everybody's starting to really like. Jared Wilson is a future star at center, but he is down at 104. We are picking at number 75 right now, so I'm not liking any of these picks. But we definitely got to get some more weapons around Mr. Kittle. Harold Fanning is still out there, who I think is the best and most complete tight end in this draft. So we're going to go ahead and take Harold Fanning Jr. All right. Reject all. All right. So we still have, let's see, offensive. Got to keep an offensive line. So some of these guys are still there. You know what? We are picking at number 97 right now. I know it might be a little bit of a reach, but if we want a really good tackle, I'm going to go ahead and take Anthony Belton. And I know he's ranked number 110, and we're picking at number 197 right now. But I don't want anybody else taking him if he's still available. So we're going to go ahead and take Anthony Belton, tackle, out of that. And it looks like my computer just shut itself off because that's what these things. This thing really pisses me the fuck off. Well, one of the good things about StreamYard is that I know that it goes straight back into the stream, even though my computer just literally restarted itself. So I don't know what this thing is doing. So we're just going to go ahead and shut down the stream. Y'all have a good weekend. I will be back. It'll be the usual Saturday stuff. I'm not going to be doing anything on Sunday unless news pops up, and then I'll jump on. But until then, everybody, make sure you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you.